The defense was resolute. But the Vikings knew, or so it would seem, what manner of a man they had to deal with. They asked for leave to cross the ford, so that a fair fight could be joined. Beorhtnoth accepted the challenge and allowed them to cross. This act of pride and misplaced chivalry proved fatal. Beorhtnoth was slain and the English routed, but the Duke's household, his hearthwerod, containing the picked knights and officers of his bodyguard, some of them members of his own family, fought on until they all fell dead beside their lord. A fragment, a large fragment, 325 lines long, of a contemporary poem has been preserved. It has no end and no beginning and no title, but is now generally known as the Battle of Maldon. It tells of the demand of the Vikings for tribute in return for peace, of Beorhtnoth's proud refusal and challenge and the defense of the bridge, the cunning request of the Vikings and the crossing of the causeway, the last fight of Beorhtnoth, the falling of his golden-hilted sword from his maimed hand, and the hewing of his body by the heathen men. The end of the fragment, almost half of it, tells of the last stand of the bodyguard. The names, deeds, and speeches of many of the Englishmen are recorded. The Duke Beorhtnoth was a defender of the monks and a patron of the church, especially of the Abbey of Ely. After the battle, the Abbot of Ely obtained his body and buried it in the abbey. His head had been hacked off and was not recovered. It was replaced in the tomb by a ball of wax. According to the late and largely unhistorical account in the 12th century Liber Eliensis, the Abbot of Ely went himself with some of his monks to the battlefield. But in the following poem, it is supposed that the abbot and his monks came only as far as Maldon, and that they there remained, sending 2 men, servants of the Duke, to the battlefield some distance away, late in the day after the battle. They took a wagon and were to bring back Beorhtnoth's body. They left the wagon near the end of the causeway and began to search among the slain. Very many had fallen on both sides. Torhthelm, colloquially Totta, is a youth, son of a minstrel. His head is full of old lays concerning the heroes of northern antiquity, such as Finn, king of Frisia, Froda of the Hathobards, Beowulf, and Hengist and Horsa, traditional leaders of the English Vikings in the days of Vortigern, called by the English Wyrtjern. Tídwald, in short Tida, was an old churl, a farmer who had seen much fighting in the English defense levies. Neither of these men were actually in the battle. After leaving the wagon, they became separated in the gathering dusk. Night falls, dark and clouded. Torhthelm is found alone in a part of the field where the dead lie thick. From the old poem are derived the proud words of Offa at a council before the battle, and the name of the gallant young Alfwine, scion of an ancient noble house in Mercia, whose courage was commended by Offa. There also are found the names of the 2 Wulfmares, Wulfmare, son of Beorhtnoth's sister, and Wulfmare the young, son of Wulfstan, who together with Alfnoth fell grievously hewn beside Beorhtnoth. Near the end of the surviving fragment, an old retainer, Bertwald, as he prepares to die in the last desperate stand, utters the famous words, a summing up of the heroic code, that are here spoken in a dream by Torhthelm. Hie shall the herdra, herte the keenre, mood